Here it comes, any second now. Right around the corner. It's almost there. Welcome to the Tuesday show, everybody. It's us, Cammy and Jacob, here to talk about things that are happening. As that's what we do. How you doing today, Cammy?
Yeah, I'm doing good. What about you?
I'm doing pretty great. It's finals week here in university world. So I've got two finals I've got to take. Already took one, got a 95. So we'll keep on rolling with that as time goes along. But yeah, just a busy week, getting stuff done.
Well,
Nothing
congrats.
too crazy. Yeah. Nice solid stuff. We just went through the Game Awards. That was good fun. We did that on the... It was fine. It was fine fun. Apparently, according to Mr. Tom Henderson, a very trustworthy leaker with like the Battlefield stuff and whatnot, there was supposed to be some bigger stuff at the Game Awards that was rumored, but I guess some decisions were made to hold stuff back, I guess, which who knows? Maybe Jeff Keighley was being honest. He was like, we got some awesome stuff coming, and then they pulled out or decided we should need to wait a little bit longer. Who knows? But the one game that's kind of in the forefront of everyone's mind. Do you ever play Bully by Rockstar?
Long time ago, but yeah, and I think
People,
I've seen these rumors as well.
they've been talking about Bully 2 for years. I've seen rumors of it being a thing and leaks of it being a thing since probably 2015, 2016. And apparently Tom Henderson was like, it's possible that they wanted to do Bully 2 at the Game Awards, but they pulled it out. It was going to be a surprise reveal. I don't know a whole lot about it. I'd love Bully 2. I'd love a smaller scale Rockstar game that's just polished out the wazoo. That'd be really cool. It is nice. I was seeing today on Twitter, Double Fine is they're doing 2 new language updates for Psychonauts 2. They're bringing Russian and Latin something, something like that. And that just got me thinking. I was like, all these patches coming out for games like Battlefield 2042 or Cyberpunk, where it's like all these fixes for horrible, horrible things that went wrong. You've made a very good game when you're just updating it so more people can get in contact with it, and you're not having to update it to fix major issues. So props to you, Double Fine. You're my game of the year, Psychonauts 2. No question. We kind of did it. We went over some of our game of the years on stream, but I guess, Cammy, if in case people don't know, what's your game of the year this lovely 2021?
Probably It Takes Two, but I think other games that are high up there are Kena, however you say it.
Kenneth, Bridge of
And
Spirits?
yeah, Kenneth.
Yeah.
And Zone 5 Strikers, which is the game that no one talks about, but they should.
Yeah, Persona, I feel like is... I don't want to say... It's kind of niche a little bit, but the people who like it really, really like it. I
It's a
don't know.
talking cat that tells you to go to bed. It's neat,
Yeah, it's pretty
like,
niche.
you know. But yeah, I would
Maybe
ask you, but I'm guessing Psychonauts.
good.
Yes.
Good. I love me some. I
Yeah.
love Psychonauts so much. It's the best. Here's hoping they can do 50 more, or they can just do new projects. Because honestly, at this point, with how good Psychonauts 2 was, sky's the limit for Double Fine. Sky's the limit for the people who worked on Kena, for fucking Capcom. At this point, I think they're pulling out of that stupid multiplayer trend that they went on for a bit, because that was just idiotic. Who cares? Who cares about Resident Evil multiplayer like a Dead by
Oh,
Daylight ripoff? Dead by Daylight sucks. The people that love it think it sucks. It's a bad game that's fun sometimes. It's a good
not a
game
great
that's
game
not fun
with
sometimes.
friends, but
Yeah. So here's hoping they can pull that off. It's just a It wasn't an enormous year for gaming, but it was definitely a pretty dang good one across the board. We got a
Oh
lot
yeah.
of lovely stuff from a lot of people that probably weren't in the forefront of a lot of people's minds until after this year, thanks to It Takes Two, Psychonauts 2. I guess Nintendo with Metroid Dread.
Yeah, they did some things.
They did some. Honestly, Metroid Dread's the only one I can think of. I can't really. They did the Animal
They
Crossing updates, but
yeah. I feel like they did do some other stuff, but I just can't think.
I don't. Yeah, it was a slow. It's a slow year for the big guys, but that left room for the smaller teams to show their
Yeah.
stuff, and all the better because man, some of the stuff they were showing this year was awesome. Here's to next year and the next 5 or 4, where we get to see the development from other games. We get to see what comes next. I forget what the studio's called behind It Takes Two, but God knows we're looking forward to that
Right.
now. Can't
Feels
wait.
like
It's gonna be good
very
stuff
yes.
across the board. Well, what games have you been playing so far? The past couple of weeks there, Cammy.
Past couple of weeks, I've been slowly chipping away at Ace Attorney Chronicles.
Oh, good, good.
Um, and I'm chipping away at it not because it's bad, but because if anyone knows the Ace Attorney games, it's another one of those. Um, sorry, the news just lit up. I was making sure it wasn't anything exciting, and it definitely isn't.
Oh,
Need COVID passes if you go clubbing now, and I don't leave the house, so that doesn't concern me.
well, there you go.
Um, there you go. But yeah, not I'm not chipping away at it because it's bad or anything. I'm just chipping away at it because it's a lot of reading,
Yeah, dude. The games
and you
like
kind of
that, as
focus
much
a
as I
little
like
bit.
them, it's
They're
just
not kickback games. They're like
yeah,
you have to be reading, you have to be thinking, which is good, but you have to be in the mood for them. So I'm chipping away on that and Bloodborne.
yeah,
Yay! I've just we've done all the optional bosses. Um, I think I've pretty much done everything that I can do, apart from the two final bosses, but I've just started DLC. That's tricky.
yeah,
Everyone was yeah, everyone was like, "Oh, it's a lot harder than the main game." And I was like, I thought it would be harder, but I was kind of I'd done all the optional bosses and I'd done the bosses that people said were like the most tricky in the main game. So I was like expecting a small step up from that level, not like a oh my God, it's difficult.
yeah. From Software loves to step it up in their DLC. I remember Dark Souls 3 had some particularly difficult bosses in that DLC. But hey, that's the thing. You want to get through, you got to master it. It's the Cuphead method that people were throwing a fit
Yeah,
about, where it's like the normal mode's already so hard. I don't want to play on expert. That's even harder. It's like that's the point.
point. Yeah.
But we're getting more
I'm still
Cuphead soon.
enjoying it.
Well, good.
Right.
I can't.
What
Please
about
bring it to PC.
yeah, I hope so
Please,
as well. Please.
please.
What
From
about you?
Software.
What have you been playing?
Little bit of Halo. It's been kind of a busy couple of weeks, so not a whole lot mixing it in. But the Halo campaign is fun, if not a little repetitive at times.
Mhm.
But I'm having a good time with that. That's kind of I've done some Apex. I got back into Apex a little bit, and I'm doing better than I ever have before. I'm slaying, dude, having a nice little run on Apex. But that's really I've just kind of mixed those two in. There really hasn't been anything too crazy. Let me take a peek. Nope. Yeah, mix a little bit of Deathloop mixed in. I think I just accidentally dropped my little the window into our recording window by accident. My bad, but
It's
I
fine.
needed to know. And what I found out was that not a whole lot of gaming this week. Just a whole lot
It's
of
been kind of a lot of work past couple of weeks, not a lot of gaming.
Yeah, grinding it out. We're still working on new videos for Luke, piecing that stuff together. Christmas is right around the corner. Hanukkah came to an end recently ish.
Mhm.
The holiday season, as they call it. I've yet to watch a Christmas movie. We'll see if
Same
that
here.
changes. Actually, I watched Eight Crazy Nights, so that doesn't count. But that was horrible. So can't count that. I finished that. We talked about it last week, I think. I finished that Seth Rogen show I was talking about.
Yeah.
Decided I'd give it a fair shake. That Santa Inc. show. I'll do a video of that on my Mr. Cow channel.
Mhm.
It's bad. Who'd have thought? 5 episodes and it was
It's
bad
bad.
by the end. It's just shocking. Like the thinking behind that, thinking about behind a lot of things. People that see like Netflix and you see these mini series or you see just about anything are like, oh, people like to binge watch stuff. How about instead of doing a little movie, we do 8 episodes? And we've been seeing it a lot more. And Santa Inc.'s like a perfect example of you have maybe an hour and a half of material that could work, and then you make it 8 20-minute episodes long, which is just that structurally it does not work as well as I think like an hour and a half movie would
Yeah.
work. Because the whole reason Sausage Party was bearable at times was because you could sit through it kind of because it's a movie. It's like, okay, the movie comes out. But 8 episodes, like that feels it gets really sluggish.
Yeah.
So stay
That's
tuned for that, everybody. More Christmas talk in that area. I gotta watch
okay.
something good this Christmas after watching Santa Inc. and Eight Crazy Nights. We'll have
I
to.
mean, I watched something good.
What was that?
I finished Arcane.
Hey, we could talk about Arcane.
We can talk about Arcane. I realize my glasses are dirty, so I can't actually see very well.
Uh-oh. The glasses have come
Arcane!
off and the Arcane talk has come
Ugh.
in. Well, Cammy,
Oh
what did you
my.
think of Arcane?
I tweeted about this. I think it's like in my top 10 favorite shows of all time. I think it's fantastic. I want everyone to watch it. I love it so much. I have not stopped thinking about it since I finished watching it. Ah,
It sticks in your
yeah.
brain. It really
Oh
is a
my God.
tremendous show. That
It's
everyone should watch. Every human being, a League of Legends fan or not, because we are not League of Legends fans.
no,
In
not at
fact,
all.
I don't like that game very much.
I've never touched the game. I
It's
have no interest.
if you like that style of game, sure, but I don't see any reason otherwise to touch that. But then again, it's not even really a game for me. But it's nice. It's one of those. It's people saying, "Oh, video game adaptions. They got to be working this way. They only work if you do this." And it turns out video game adaptions can work really well if you you know don't half-ass it with Dwayne the Rock Johnson or do a dumb cash grab Laura
Yeah.
Croft movie. Like you just have to. You got to put in effort. You got to have ideas of your own too, because Arcane is a show that I feel like not a lot of people were expecting, and once it
No,
was
not at
announced,
all.
no one was expecting it to be good.
It's phenomenal. I cannot, like, I could talk about it for hours. It's so good.
Well, there you go.
Yeah.
The
It's
official review of Arcane. 10 out of 10 in my book, no
10 out
questions.
of 10 in mine. Definitely. Soundtrack, 10 out of 10. Art style, 10 out of 10.
Voice acting
Characters,
too. My goodness,
yeah.
the voice acting is all fantastic.
Writing is like,
Should we get into spoilers a little bit? Should we
I
give it
know
a little
we're
more
both
time?
like treading around it, like,
That's the
oh,
thing is this is one of those shows because I had trouble when I reviewed it on my channel too. I talked about it here where I wanted to stay away from spoilers so much so because I feel like not enough people have given this show a fair shake. Because it's a League
yeah.
of Legends show, maybe the animation's like, oh, it doesn't look like Family Guy. I don't want to watch that. Which, if that's your thinking, you're an idiot.
Mhm.
you're a moron, and I don't think anyone really thinks like that. But that Flash style of animation has become so prominent. It's nice to get something new like this from a really good studio over in France. I don't know though. What are we thinking about spoilers? Should we give maybe next week? We should make it
Maybe next week.
the
Yeah,
official Arcane.
we can give people. I mean, it's 9 episodes. They're all out now. They're what 30 to 40 minutes each. This is your warning. Watch Arcane.
You've got 1 week, everybody. It'll be
Or
our Christmas special. Will be
it will.
Arcane. We'll have some
Okay.
Arcane in it on the
That'll be
21st there.
nice. Um, it's so good.
And yeah, I did not lead you astray. I've
Didn't
led you
do
astray with Master of Disguise.
that. I didn't watch it, but
But
Arcane. Holy, holy moly!
well, stay tuned for
Oh,
next week, everybody, for some sweet, in-depth Arcane talk, because I too could go on about that show for a good long while. I'm all right with giving the spoilers a skip for today because I am stupidly tired. I decided yesterday at work because I'm building up to pay for tuition and stuff and get everything ready for next semester. Just a hard time holiday grind because they like it when you work a lot around the holiday time, and I don't really mind it because, who cares? But yesterday I made the genius decision of doing kind of a double shift at work. I worked 12 hours. So I woke up at 5. I did a 6 a.m. to 10 a.m. And then I came home. I took a nap. And then I went back 1 p.m. to 10 p.m. And it sounds horrible. And I'm very tired from it. But it honestly, because I work at a Walmart right now while in college, while doing all this stuff. In my town, my personal experience with it, pretty damn cool. Pretty awesome to knock out like 2 days worth of stuff in one day and not really have to worry about it after that.
can you hear my dog?
No.
Okay, that's good. I didn't know whether the mic was picking up or not. He is balking at the wind. I don't know.
Uh-huh.
Hmm. Well, this can just be the tired episode because I still haven't recovered from the Game Awards
Yeah,
somehow.
that was a night for sure. A
Like,
night to ruin sleep schedules.
yeah, 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 it's not good. I woke up at 12 today.
Hey. I slept pretty
Not
late
ideal.
too.
Yeah, not ideal. And the Game Awards, the more I think about it, the more I didn't don't like it. Didn't like 2021 Game Awards. That's what I'm trying to say.
Yeah. It was kind of
Wasn't even
underwhelming.
worth staying up for. It's not like I'm tired and I can go, well, it was for a good reason. I'm tired and I'm like, Blue Guy was the best part.
Hey, we got the Cuphead unveiling. June 30th, or I think it's June 30th. We're getting the DLC. No Silk Song, which I threw a fit about in the press start episode. But who knows? Maybe yeah.
Um,
Honestly, with this show, that's the thing about the Game Awards is the game developers make it. They're the whole reason it's good, from their trailers to the games themselves, and it's apparent when they're not ready or they don't want to be a part of the Game Awards for whatever reason, that the show suffers horribly, and it makes for a mess. And you can see that like the bigger the studio, like these ones that have kind of like Ubisoft or studios that it was a lot of showing off of familiar properties, whether it be through advertising or Star Wars Eclipse, which Star Wars Eclipse I've heard a lot of people hype up already. I see nothing that makes me excited for that game at all. There's not one thing, not one aspect, not even in that little Sonic trailer we got with like the open world stuff. People being like, "Oh my god, they're doing an open world Sonic game." It's like, but have you played a Sonic game in the last 15 years? It doesn't matter what the thought process is behind it. It's gonna be open world RPG. He's gonna have weapons and guns. There's gonna be a relationship system where you can fuck 45 different hedgehogs. Like you can say all that stuff, but at the end of the day, we're talking about Sega, which nothing against Sega, but they've had a lot of trouble in the past. Like we're not forgetting about Rise of Lyric, we're not forgetting about Sonic Forces. There's so much trash that they've put out, and so I'm not fully convinced that a trailer showing off that it's going to be an open world game can save it. But we'll see. I'd like an open world Sonic game. There are open world Sonic fan games out there you can play that are pretty cool, pretty fun. I have a nice feeling of momentum and whatnot. But yeah, if you go into a Sonic game with like some speed based puzzles, some platforming based puzzles, like some basic combat, and just a big fun world to run around, that could be fun. And so that prospect is interesting. But we'll see if Sega are the ones to pull it off. But to some Sonic fans, they said, "Oh my God, Sonic!" And that was enough. And that was all they needed. Same with Star Wars. More so Star Wars than any other fan base. Really, I think gets
Yeah.
hyped up about that stuff. Even more so than Marvel. And I think that's all
Oh God.
thanks to Marvel's Avengers. Because, good God. Oh, Star Wars. I was tempted to watch A
Oh,
New Hope last night to like wind down and calm down. Because I love
but you
that
didn't.
movie. I didn't. I held off. Maybe I'll do it today while I'm studying. I'll have it on the background.
I
But
didn't.
God, Star Wars fans. We're Star Wars fans. We're both Star Wars
We
fans.
are. We're Star Wars fans.
We like it a lot. I
But
have I have the
we're
action
not.
figures, played a lot of Lego Star Wars, original Battlefront games, watched the Clone Wars as a kid. Like devout Star Wars fans in a way, but a CGI trailer of Star Wars characters with no gameplay makes me think that we either have 5 years to go till the game comes out, or what they're going to show us isn't very interesting. So, and it's the guys who did Detroit Become
Sometimes.
Human.
Yeah. Which I like, but it's not. They're not the best. I like Detroit Become Human, but they're not exact. Quantic Dream aren't exactly the best at making video games. Put it that way.
Yeah, and that's nothing against the people at Quantic Dream, because of
Oh God.
course you perfect your craft as you go along. And Detroit Become Human is definitely
Hmm.
a step in the right direction, kind of.
Oh God, yeah. Yeah, yeah.
I don't know though. There's
Yeah.
just so much goddamn filler in that game. Clean the house. Clean the. It's world building. You're seeing the world
I
of Detroit with the
just
androids.
want the whole time to be Hank and Connor, really.
Who? Oh, I just
Hank
remembered
and
who they
Connor.
were. They're
Dude.
fun characters.
They're the best characters.
I could, if it's a video game, I would like some gameplay along with the characters.
Nah, it's way too high expectation.
But who
Way too high.
who knows? Maybe Quantic Dream's gonna jump on it and be like, hey, this time around we're gonna have our dialogue system, the most interesting part of the game, that branching narrative thing. But we're gonna take 4 or 5 years and we're gonna make it at least like you're playing a video game and
Mm.
not just walking through corridors, holding down L1 to reach and then spinning the stick to pick up something. That's stupid. That's very stupid.
Expectation.
That being said, I'm okay with Detroit Become Human. I don't love it. I won't ever play it again. But I think it's a fine game.
I think we've talked about this before though. You're way more gameplay oriented and I'm way more story oriented.
I think there has to be. There's of
There has
course,
to be a balance.
yeah,
And Detroit is a little off with that, but
probably more than a little off in my book. They're not quite,
maybe.
because Telltale games are like a niche. It's like, oh, okay, and you just go through, you click on stuff. It's like a little interactive movie. But Detroit Become Human tries to work in gameplay stuff, which
Yeah,
in retrospect just makes it kind of tedious. Because I think it would play better as like one of those niche Telltale style games. If it was just
it would.
you
Yeah.
just have it play like an interactive movie. But it is, games
What
are
are you gonna do?
games. Gotta
Also,
play them.
the whole time we've been talking. I don't know if it's been obvious. I've just been feeding my dogs treats
I can see that. They seem to love it. Cute
to try
puppies.
and keep them quiet.
Oh,
Um,
it's fun. We're 25 minutes in. This isn't going to be a super long episode this
we're
week.
tired. We're busy doing stuff.
I've done 18 push-ups in the last month. You can't tell me I'm not allowed to be a little tired, internet.
Exactly.
Smash
Unfortunately,
that like button, internet. I
this is how many filler episodes have we done? This is
don't
at
really
least
know.
like filler part something.
I don't. The podcasts in general are kind of like filler because it's
They're
like,
background noise.
yeah, you
They're
listen to it while you're at work or
what
while
you
you're
play
sleeping.
so you don't feel lonely.
Yeah, that's like the whole point, and it's why I've had strong feelings about this sort of thing. I've had strong feelings about podcast and let's plays and streamers. I think it's all well and good if it's a piece of what you're doing, but if you're like playing video games for a living, like do branch out a little bit. Just
Do
a
more.
just a little bit. Do some other stuff. Have some other stuff you're showing off. Show off your creativity side a little bit. It's one of the reasons why
In all the pies.
it's one of the what?
Have your fingers in lots of pies. That's what that
Exactly.
says.
That's a very
Fingers in all
British
the
thing.
pies. Is it?
Yeah, I think so.
Okay.
Fingers in the pies. I've got
Lots of
my
fingers in lots
fingers
of
in the
different pies.
pies.
Don't put all your eggs in one basket.
Don't put all your sauce on one chicken wing. It's a new one I just came
Much,
up with.
there's a much more American
That's a
version.
very
I like
American
it.
one. Don't put all your cheese on one burger. Put it on all of them. And pledge allegiance to the flag. Like you're supposed to.
I have slight bad news that I've now run out of dog treats.
No!
So they're probably gonna get angry with me in a minute. In my defense, you guys ate at least half the packet.
Oh, they'll be fine. They'll be happy
I
they got what they got because
think that.
dogs have that in their brain. Oh!
Look at them. They're like scrounging for more food now. See, I put the packet over there. So
Uh, oh, eyes are following it. For you listening at home, Cammy's dog is following. Oh, there he goes.
oh, exploring. Well, now my hand is dirty.
Go like this.
I don't think it's gonna work. It's moist.
Oh God. Well, go wash your hands. I'll fill the time real quick.
I'll be like, I don't know, 30 seconds. Oh,
Oh, maybe longer. The dogs are swarming. All right, I'll fill the time. Ready, set,
okay.
go. I'm working on music still. Everybody. Got I'm at the halfway point I think right now for my next thing to put out. We'll see how it goes. I'd like to release it in May, but honestly, at the rate it's going, it could be sooner than that. And of course, we got the green screen up and whatnot. We got a bunch of fun stuff in the work in that area. That's great fun stuff. We're grinding away on more critiques. Hopefully, have one maybe in time for Christmas. Maybe. I'm not 100% sure. Busy times, busy work. Who knows? Honestly, with the holiday season and all that, I feel like from December 25th to like January 3rd, that's the sweet spot. That's kind of when you want to release stuff because people are with their families. You're home. You're just kind of hanging out. Everything's kind of laid back. You're in the Christmas spirit. You're in the holiday spirit for basically the whole month. But that like a little bit before and that little period after, I think it's the perfect time for releasing some stuff, doing some fun stuff. So that's gonna be my plan personally. We'll see about getting some cool stuff off after that as well. Dogs are licking the bowl as they do.
The dogs are scrounging. That's not your food, mister.
You off to scrounge there, mate? You scrounging?
Grand.
Or
Being
mate,
a
you've
little
you
greedy man.
scrounging?
Being a little greedy piggy.
It's a
The
dog,
vet
not a
said,
pig. You
vet
fool.
said you have to stop being so greedy, didn't she? She said you need to lose weight.
Are you fat shaming your dog?
Yes.
Well,
Well,
hashtag cancel Cammy. No, I'm kidding.
technically the vet fat shamed him, and I'm repeating her word.
My doctor fat shamed me when he said, "You've put on 40 pounds since November.
Mm.
What are you doing?" And I did not take kindly to that. Not one. I remember there was one time, I think I was in high school. It was right before I started working out, like hardcore. And I like went into the doctor's office and I was like, they're doing like the checkup thing. They're like weighing me. And the nurse like weighed me and I'd gotten bigger. Like I had grown, like, I'm a growing boy, but I had also not been, I was like eating like garbage. I think it was like early spring or something like that. And so I wasn't in very good shape. And she's like, you're up a little bit. And I was like, what? I was like, yeah. And that was it. And all I remember was, what? What does that mean? I'm up a little bit? Am I? 'Cause I was like, does that mean I'm like
What I
getting
do with
huge?
this?
Straightforward language. Be like, okay, you are 19 pounds higher than we thought you would be right now, or something like that. I don't want to. You're up a little bit. It's like, in what way? You weighed me, got my height. It's like, am I on a good path? Am I a monster? Am I a freak? What's happening?
Did they answer your question?
Oh no, because I was a high schooler. I didn't say things often in high
You
school.
just went, okay.
I was just, hey. I didn't start being like extroverted until I hit 18. So I've only been a crazy maniac for like maybe 2 or 3 years or so. And that's just how it goes. We'll see what time brings after that. But I can tell you there's one holdover from my high school and middle school life. And it's a holdover that has trickled in now. I don't know why I gestured over here. They're not up yet. But I went to my parents' house on a mission. And that mission was to reclaim my many Bionicles from my childhood. Did you ever have any Bionicles, Cammy?
No.
Oh, God, you were missing out as a kid. Bionicles were the coolest. The coolest thing in the neighbor. I don't know. Most of my family didn't really like them. I loved Bionicles. So cool. They're like those little Lego sets you build in the characters. It's got some deep lore. But I went about. I rebuilt all the ones that were in the box. And I'd say I'm ashamed to say that I did purchase an additional Bionicle a few days ago because there
Mhm.
was like the snow guy, whatever his name is, I don't remember. I was missing him. He had a little light up sword. I don't know what happened. I think one of my brothers must have took him with him to their house or something. But I had vivid memories of building that Bionicle, so I ordered a new one to replace it. And I learned someone's working on a Bionicle video game in Unreal Engine 4 that's on Steam right now. I don't know when it's coming out, but it looks interesting enough, which is kind of cool. Bionicles on the brain is the
A
is the
good,
point.
good bionicle week for you.
It kind of has been. There's been a lot of. I had a memory come back. There was this guy. Let me see if I can find his name. I remember. Greg Farshty, I think is how you say his name. When I was maybe 11, I had to have been younger than like 11. When I was small, there was an AMA before I knew what AMAs were on one of the Lego forums. Lego, I don't know if they still have it, but there was like a forum on the Lego site. And it was like, my name's Greg Farshty. I wrote a bunch of Bionicle stuff. I did like the comics and whatnot. Ask me anything. And I saw that and I was like, oh my God, it's the master. And I like, I sat there. I remember sitting there for hours thinking of like, what is I'm going to probably only get to ask him one question. And that'll probably be it. Of course, that's not, you can post as much as you want and hopefully he'll respond to all of them. But I remember the question I asked was like, if I'm writing something, what do I, like, how should I open it? What's the best way to open like a fantasy or sci-fi story? And he
It's a good
responded,
question.
it's a pretty, for a tiny young little me playing with
For a
Legos,
little wee lad. Yeah.
pretty damn good question. And I remember his answer to this day. He was like, make sure you start off you start off with something big to wrap people in. You start off with a bang, a big battle, a big confrontation, an intense moment or something. And that has stuck with me to this day. So I thought I'd bring that up because that memory came rushing back to me too. I was like,
Right.
oh my God, that's genius. You started off good. Like,
Yeah. Yeah.
but if like
How
it
how do you
now,
start something good?
yeah,
Write something
now
good.
looking back at it, it's like, oh, of fucking course you want to start with like something to grab people's attention, but like like
Good advice for like a little kid though. Good
yeah,
advice for a little
it's
kid.
fantastic advice. So thank you, Greg Farsty. Come on the podcast if you want. I'd love to have him on. I
You
don't know what we talk about,
fulfill your
honestly.
little boy dream.
Oh yeah, we talk about some. I don't remember a whole lot of like the deep Bionicle lore that I was really into as a kid.
But he can tell you.
He can fill us in. He
Yeah.
can tell
We can
us
just
all
sit there
about it.
like, tell us what you do in great detail, please. Thank you.
Please,
I'm
Greg
down.
Farsty.
Please.
Huh?
Please.
Ah, fair enough. I don't know. That was probably the biggest thing this week. I did on one of my days off. I went and grabbed my Bionicles and rebuilt a good number of them. And then I'm gonna put up a shelf somewhere, put them up on display. Be really nice. It's a great little bit of memories coming in around Christmas time. And I know what caused it because I want to make sure I get which game it was right. Hold on here.
It's weird. I have been doing stuff, but a lot of stuff like either I can't talk about yet or I don't want to talk about until I have like more done. Like
Yeah, it's that
we're
time of the
we're
year. You're cranking it out.
yeah, getting stuff done for start of next year.
Oh yeah, starting next year, we're gonna be at the 1 year anniversary here soon.
Exciting things all happen.
Food arrived
Oh
from my
my God,
servant.
it's so American. In a trash bag.
That's right. Best food in the town I live in comes in this bag. I've talked about it on the podcast before. I can't throw it. I shouldn't throw it.
What did you order?
Sacrilege.
This is very important.
It is. It's the 4 ingredient tacos I like from a place called Maria's. It's lovely. It's the
Happy day.
best.
Happy Taco Tuesday.
That's right. It is Taco Tuesday. That'll be. Nope, we're not naming the episode that.
Just the tired episode.
The
We're both
tired
tired.
episode. Sleepy time.
Slept
Slept
two
on.
sleep deprived. Ooh.
Yeah, there
Two
you go.
sleep deprived people ramble
Ramble
until their food arrives.
about dogs and video games and Bionicles. Oh, like I figured it out. I cracked the code. The reason I suddenly had a revamp of my Bionicle obsession from from my childhood, was because when I was a kid, I would play with Bionicles and build Bionicles while playing a certain Halo game, Halo ODST. This was when I was like 10. And I've been playing Halo Infinite, and all the memories came back.
Flooded back.
It's so nice. Oh
Can
no!
you really not hear that?
Oh no, I can definitely hear that.
You can hear that. I think that is people returning home. It is people returning home, and the dogs making sure that they are indeed family and not murderers.
That's good. It's important to make
Yeah,
sure
no.
they're not murderers.
Yeah, I mean, I don't think they're murderers. They're my parents.
But I guess
They
we'll
haven't
see.
murdered me yet. It.
Well, they don't have to murder you. They just have to murder somebody.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah.
I don't think they have. I feel like they would have told me. And
Oh,
I'm
that's
I'm
good.
a good I'm a good child, so I would have helped them bury the body.
Aw. Just in
Yeah,
time for Christmas.
I'm nice like that.
A sneeze is coming. No, right as I said a sneeze is coming, it went away.
Oh no.
God, this life is a joke.
You wanna end it on that cliffhanger?
Maybe. Well, let's end it with
Have
Jacob
some
taking his
sneeze.
vitamin C.
It's good.
Yes, here we go. I don't know if I've already taken one today. I honestly forget. I'm so goddamn tired.
Honestly, like
Look
too
at that
much
crazy dog.
vitamins, what's gonna happen to you? What, you're too powerful?